Chapter 3 for your Chapter 3 test, and we're going to be going over the chapter test out of the book. And your first problem asks you which quadrant a point lays in. Okay, first of all, quadrants. We have, here is your first quadrant, your second quadrant. These are in Roman numerals. Don't put 1, 2, 3. Put them in Roman numerals. This is the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. Okay, it asks you which quadrant does -1/2, +7 fall in. So if you go -1/2, +7, it'll be somewhere about right there. That's in the second quadrant. Okay, your test may ask which quadrant a point falls in, and it may be laying on an axis. So if it asks you about the point 6, 0, yeah, the x-axis, the point 6, 0, that it would say which quadrant or axis. Just put the x-axis, or it lies on an axis. Also, if it lies on the y-axis, the same thing. Just put that it falls on the y-axis. Any questions about this stuff? No? Okay. You could put this in your notes if they're both positive. It'll be in the first quadrant. And negative, positive. Be in the second quadrant. Here will be negative, negative. And in the fourth quadrant, what will it be? Positive, negative. Okay. Let me get this off of here so we can start the next stuff. Number 2, find the coordinates of a point. So it gave you a point and it wants the coordinates. You might be able to see it on here. This point was right here. So what you need to do, yes ma'am? Oh, okay. What you need to do is you find the x first. It lines up with the 3, so that's your x, and it lines up with the 4 on your y, so that's your points. What would this point right here be called? What would it be? What would the x? 0. And the y is a -4. Okay, so there's 0, -4. And that was 3, 0, 3, 4. Okay, number 5, it says to show the ordered pairs. -4, 3. I must get this one up and write this on the side. It wants you to show -4, -3, -1, +3. And it wants you to show that they are solutions to the equation y minus 2x equals 5. Okay, so if we put this in slope-intercept form, how are we going to solve this for y? What's the first thing you want to do to solve that for y? Add 2x, right? So you have y equals 2x plus or minus? Plus 5. Okay, so 5 is our, what is that called?
Y-intercept.
Y-intercept. So it's a +5. It's not down here. It will be up here. And what is our slope? 2/1. rise 2, run 1. Okay, so from your y, we'll see you later. From here, you will rise 2, run 1. Do it more than one time, so you'll have a real accurate graph. Rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1. Okay, you can go down 2, back 1, down 2, back 1, and you'll have a lot more accurate graph. Now you're going to connect all these dots. After you connect them, what we'll do is we'll plot these points it gave to us, the -4, -3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That might fall on the graph. Let me see, our slope was 2. -2, we went 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. That did fall on there. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. It didn't end up being totally accurate, so I've got some more dots on there. Okay, the point -1, 3, -1, and a +3, 1, 2, 3. It does fall on that line. So on the graph, you can tell by plotting it whether it's a solution. So those two are solutions. Okay, that was number 5. Number 6, it says to graph the equation y equals 2x minus 1, and it has an xy table for you to make some points here. You always want to use the 0 for sure. So if we put 0 in there, 2 times 0, 0 minus 1 is what? -1. Okay, let's do a +1. On this graph, why don't we go ahead and use some bigger numbers? So we'll have something farther over here. Why don't we go ahead and go to 5 and -5 also. If we have a 1, what are we going to have here? 1 times 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. How about if we put 5 in here? 5 times 2, 10 minus 1, 9. And -5, -10 minus 1, -11. So let's skip that point because it's going to be too close to tell anyway. 0, -1 will be right on the -1 on your y-intercept right there. 5, 9. Go over to the 5 and go up 9, straight up to the 9. Okay, and -5, 11. -11. That's to the very bottom of our graph. Now we can connect all those dots. And if we're really good and accurate about it, we should be able to tell. It should go through all of those points. Did it go through 1, 1? 1, 1. Yes, it did. Okay, that's your graph. And it says to identify the y-intercept. So next to the y-intercept, you need to write 0, -1. That's how you identify it. Just put the coordinates right next to it. Okay, that was number 6. Number 7. You're going to graph this one. It gives you another xy table. It's y equals -3/2 x. Since this has a 2 down here, we'll want to do a multiple of 2 to make it easy to multiply. So for the x's, we'll definitely use the 0, but we want to make multiples of 2. So let's try with just 2 and see what we get, and then we'll decide what other numbers. Did it turn off? Is that still going? Yeah, is it still going?
Yeah.